Welcome back. This is that Pro 1010 automatic I had that I couldn't get to start yesterday on video. And as you can tell, it's really smoky in here. Sorry about my dirty bench. Been working on dirty turd saws. And I took that off because this choke was a little stick. It still is kind of stuck. But I'll let the old Mac speak for herself, guys. I can't make this stuff up. I just got home a couple minutes ago. I already have had it running, so the saw is warm. The saw even idles. Man, I'm impressed. I am really impressed by these Macs. These are my first couple working on. And 1, 2, 3 over there all have been running by just cleaning the gas tanks and priming them. I am super impressed. The only one I wasn't really worried about getting running was actually that ProMac 55 because it hadn't been sitting that long. It had only been sitting for about 3 years. But these two, this one especially, had been sitting for a long time. You could tell when I first got it. Go back and look at that first video. Dirty Mac's first look, I think is what it's called. These saws were bad. And I mean bad. They were just dirty. This ProMac, guys, like I said in the last video, I've pretty much given up on it for a runner. It's pretty much going to be a part saw for me because it's just toast. It would take me way more time to get that motor freed up than it's probably worth. So I'm going to use it as a part saw. For example, this saw needs a clutch spring. This clutch is a good clutch, but that saw has got a better clutch. So that clutch is coming off and going on this. Yeah. Take this off the ratchet real quick and keep talking to you guys. Like I said, I've been really impressed by these suckers. They are a hell of a saw. I haven't ran that ProMac 1010 in the wood yet. That's probably going to be this weekend's project. Probably Sunday, maybe, is when I'll have the next one out. This air filter's toast, so I got to go to the saw shop tomorrow to get filters for fuel and air both on these. I want to have a couple extras, but this ProMac has got a good filter that I cleaned out. So I'm going to steal it just for the purposes of trying to get this to run with an air box on, because this ProMac, if you remember from yesterday, or maybe I didn't show you, it did not want to idle at all when the air box was on. I had to let it sit there and idle with the air box off for like half hour. My fiance had supper ready, ended up just tossing that sucker out in the yard and just letting it idle. And after about a half a tank of gas, it finally came around. So these are a couple of nice saws. I'm going to take that clutch off. I don't think I can get this side off without either putting a rope down in the cylinder or using an impact. I'll probably just use an impact. I know they're left-handed thread, so make sure I go the right way. Yeah, I know. I'll probably forget by the time I go to take it off anyway. This one I've already had off a couple of times actually. They're left-handed threads. Because I took the sprocket off and showed you guys in one of my videos, I think. Yeah. And the backside's kind of rusty, but the clutch itself is all there and it's all good. I've got a good clutch drum that needs a little bit of breaking in, but I mean, I've got a real good clutch here. My needle bearing's not complete garbage. What I'm going to end up doing is putting a little bit of grease in there, greasing that sucker, just so I don't have to worry about that bearing blowing out. Because I really don't have to worry about anything on the saw. I want to just go to the wood and cut. I think it's... That's close. Let's try to mix that down. Maybe it'll fit better. Nope. So we want to go on to come off. Righty tighty for this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get this off probably. I bet I'm not gonna be able to get this off without an impact. This is not a recommended way to take these off, but I don't have an impact here, so this is the way I've got. I'm gonna go grab my dead blow real quick. Let's see if I can't stand on my head while smacking stuff. You know how that goes. Nope, not yet. Yeah, it's just bouncing, I think. Nah, it ain't coming off. Well, anyway, I got another Mac running. We'll see if it'll fire again. I'm going to put a little oil in here. I know this leaks. I'm going to probably have to make a seal. But for testing purposes, I'm going to get my used motor oil out, pour a little in there, just to see if my hand pump is working. It's trying to prime. I'm going to put a little brake clean express in there. Actually, mix oil in there. Now, I just put a little gas in there with some mix oil in it. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's gonna help me clean out my oil passages. I can hear it coming. There it is, guys. There it is. Oiler works. The automatic oiler's even working because it's a Pro 1010 automatic, which I didn't know they had an automatic oiler. I thought maybe that's what the automatic meant, but I just proved it because as soon as I primed it, I let the saw idle and it's oiling itself. I've even got all the screws for the covers, because I've got so many of these gosh darn things now. I got 4 of them. And I will only have one saw, my part saw, that won't have all the screws in it. It'll have the 3 long ones, but it won't have the 2 short ones in it, because I needed those for another saw. This saw, actually. This saw was missing 1 screw, and it was this front one, and it had this Allen head in the back, which it might have to go back in it, because just tried threading it in there, and it is just not wanting to go. But that's not a horrible big deal to miss 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have to, I'll stick that Allen head back in it, but I really don't want to. I wanted to get the proper one in it. And you can see my gasket's leaking down here. I know. It's dripping right on that walnut that's underneath it. But no one's came to buy this walnut yet, so it's still here. If you guys want any walnut that's been bled on by a Mac, let me know. I've got some nice wood also, not just walnut. Got some cedar that I don't know if I'm going to get rid of yet. Yeah, that screw's going to have to come back out. It's just freaking not right. I'm still going to hang on to that, though. I'm going to try putting this Allen head back in the hole. Yeah, this Allen head's going in, but the threads are kind of mangled. So I'm just going to not have a screw in that for now. And since that bolt, oh, it's pulling the whole coil, isn't it? Yeah, gosh dang it. What a pain. Maybe I can get it back out of it before breaking the cover. So that means the cover's going to come back off, and I got to tighten my coil. But I think, yeah, I know I do. I've got another coil bolt over there. So what I'm going to do is pull this cover again for like the 50th time. But now I know it'll run, because I was having intermittent spark problems, and so I took the coil off video and cleaned it up a couple of times. And this last time, the spark was as good as it's been. And I cleaned the flywheel up, and I mean, as soon as I did that, this saw just bang, lit up. Because the plug was wet. That's what gave me the inclination that it wasn't a carb problem. My plug was wet. So I pulled it, or I pulled the plug because I wanted to check, make sure I still had good spark. Because I knew that I had to clean the coil already to get spark in the first place. So I took it off and pulled the rope. Sure enough, no spark. Okay, well, I've been here before. So cleaned the coil up, tried it again, bang. Had spark, but then one of my, the spring that holds the starter dogs on, it came off. So I had to fiddle that little booger back in there. That wasn't much fun. Don't recommend that. And got it all back in there after 10 minutes of figuring out how the heck it's supposed to go back there. And using 2 different screwdrivers to fish it back there to myself. My fiance, she's a good woman, but she's not a chainsaw runner. I've had her running a chainsaw once in 2 years we've been together. And it was one of my nicer Huskies that's actually got some anti-vibe to it. Not one of these old buggers. These old suckers will rattle your hands off if you're not careful. I like these old saws though, guys. These are fun ones to run. I used to have an old XL, and I've had a Super XL, Had an XL76. Good saws. There's a lot of old saws out there that are quite excellent firewood saws. And even just good cutting saws in general. If you're looking for a good saw out there for not a lot of money, that's where I started. My first saw was a Husqvarna 61. Still got it. It's a good saw. A real good saw. Now this is stuck in there. So I'm going to have to get a little wrench that I don't know if I have here. Oh, it's an 8mm. That's too big. Gotta look for my wrench, guys. Just give me a second. Oh, my 5/16 is around here too. There it is. Of course, that's too big or too small. Yeah. 3/8 maybe. Now I've done it. Now I made the saw angry at me. I don't think that's small enough. Heck no. Okay. I'm going to pause you guys real quick and go find that stinking wrench. Okay, guys. I got that back out of there. I'm going to have to re-gap my coil because it moved. But I'm working on getting on this other cover bolt, or this coil bolt, out of this parts saw. The saw has been a lifesaver. It's even got the little washer there. Now, we'll just make sure they're the same. They are. So we're going to take this washer, put it with this saw, and then we're going to put this bolt. Since it's still a pretty good bolt, it's just the top is kind of stripped. We're going to put it back in the saw. If I need it, for whatever reason, I will come and get it. Then we're going to take this one, put it in here. Ooh, that bolt's got some boogers on the end we got to clean up. Yeah, it sure does. It's got sawdust in it. Yeah, like I was telling you guys, my first chainsaw was actually a Husqvarna 61, and I still got that saw. I love that saw. Probably never get rid of it, to be honest. It would take a lot of money to get rid of that. Not because it's worth it, but because I like it so much. It's just an old turd. Still got the clutch cover, not a chain cover, but the clutch stop cover with the metal handle. And a good runner. I just had a new ring put in it not that long ago and had the exhaust polished. And just basically cleaned it up. Freshened the saw. Put a new air horn on it because mine was leaking. And it runs good. How I gap these, I don't know about anybody else. I just take an index card, roll the saw around to the magnet side, which has got crap on it, so I'm going to clean it up. Probably where all my crap on the coil's coming from is this flywheel. It's just covered up. And you just put it on the magnets. And then you tighten your coil down. That's the easiest way to do it for me, because an index card is pretty close to the actual gap you're going to need to make these old girls run. And I mean, it's super close to what you actually need. It's ridiculous how close it actually is. So, now I gotta put this back on again. If I didn't lose one of my bolts, which I just dropped another one, like a dummy. Thankfully, I've got wood in here, so it catches pretty much everything. including an Allen wrench and a spark plug I didn't know I had lost. Come on, get out of there. Bugger. Get my pair of pliers out. These will work. These are actually wire stripping pliers. Multiple uses of pliers are ridiculous. These are kind of a pain in the butt, I've noticed, to get starter dogs around your pull quarter. But, oh, yep, just like that. But if you take a screwdriver, reach it down in there, pry one over, get it poked down like so, then you can get your cover on. Put these long ones in first. They're the pain in the butt ones to do. There's my other bolt I thought I'd lost. Or my pull cover bolt. Now you guys probably can't see it, can you? Get you moved farther up in my sophisticated mount. Super sophisticated 21st century mount. AKA 2 pieces of walnut. There we go. Now we got that one in. Get this one in. We'll drop the wrench again. I think Iron Horse is right. You need basically a bench bib right there to catch all the stuff you drop. I was watching him work on that old Mac a while back, that 200 I think it is. He's putting a 66 mag piston in, and that'll be a good saw to watch run. I think that'll be a runner, a good runner. I hope so. Kind of looking forward to watching that run. I don't know about you guys, but I sure am. I'm excited to run these suckers too. I'll probably stop the saw shop tomorrow and get some fuel filters and an air filter for these. Probably a cup, probably 2 of each, because I need 1 of each for this saw, and then I want to have an extra for the other ones, because my other ones, Lord knows I don't get one, and then one of them will plug one up and I'll need it. And I won't have it, so if I just get one, at least an extra fuel filter. An air filter I can probably do with just one, but if I can get them, I'm just going to go ahead and get 2, because these parts are getting a little harder to come by. The air filters and the fuel filters aren't so bad. It's the other internal parts that are getting hard to find. I'd like to do one of these up, but I don't quite have the skill tearing these chainsaws apart yet. Really, any chainsaw, because these are my first couple Macs tearing apart, and I'm not super comfortable tearing any chainsaw all the way down yet. I'll be honest. If it was that, car motor, something like that, oh yeah, you tear that down. You tear an old 305 or 350 Chevy down in a couple hours just to a bare block. An hour if I had all the right tools and some help. But help is almost as rare a commodity as parts. Now it won't start, of course. Darn it. Well, caught it on camera. I ripped the rope out of it, so we're going to have to tear this saw down a little bit more. Put a new rope in it. Give it some love. And I got to take this oil seal off, or this oil cover. I'm going to go ahead and do that on film so you guys can watch. But I got to get my bench cutters a little bit of that and drop some more parts. Don't get rid of parts, especially stuff like this. It's harder to come by now. Oh yeah, carcass saw. Got plenty of good parts yet. Got a good coil, got a good flywheel. I got a good gas tank. If I clean it out a little more, I got a good brake cover and oiler plates out of it. Got a heck of a good recoil once I put a new rope in it. I gotta move a ash piece here. Get it moved. Not break my window out. Get my oil pan over here to catch all this mess. And do this over my oil pan. So it's probably still got a little bit of used motor oil in there that it ain't leaked out yet. We're going to loosen this up enough to where it'll drain it. Whoa. Well, there it is, guys. Ooh. Yeah, this is full of crap and the seal's garbage. The seal's blown out on the bottom. I need to clean this oiler tank out anyway, but I'm going to bring you guys over here just to kind of show you how bad this actually is. Get you up in the light. As you can see, that is just full of crap on the bottom. I don't know how that's working, but I'm going to have to clean that all out. Get a new seal made. Here's where it was leaking. Let me get my pointer. Right there. You see it's missing a chunk, and that broke when I took it apart. But the seal was also compromised up here and over there. So if I would have put very much oil in it, it would have leaked. So, yeah, we got more work to do. Anyway, guys, that's probably going to be it for today. I don't have any seal material, and I'm out of brake clean, so I got to pick some up tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Let me know what you want to see.